Struggling to get your baking measurements right? Looking for an easy way to measure out your ingredients? If so, you will want to know how to measure a gram of powder. Accuracy is key to achieving delicious baked goods. Getting your measurements wrong when baking can lead to the texture and flavor being off in your recipe. This can be frustrating when trying to make your favorite desserts. The easiest and most accurate way to measure ingredients in grams when baking is with a kitchen scale. Kitchen scales are more accurate than using measuring cups. No matter how much baking you do, a kitchen scale is beneficial to have in your home. Importance of properly measuring ingredients. When it comes to baking, precise measurements are key to a delicious final product. Too much or too little of one ingredient can mess up the flavor and consistency of baked goods. Though measuring cups are a convenient way to measure ingredients, they are not always accurate. It can be easy for people to accidentally add too much or too little of an ingredient without even realizing it. Many people often add too much flour when measuring it with a measuring cup. If using a measuring cup to measure flour, use a spoon to scoop it in. Then, use a knife to scrape off any excess from the top. Flour is one of the most common ingredients to be overmeasured and can easily lead to problems in your recipe. Step-by-step instructions. Step 1. Turn on your kitchen scale and make sure to set it to grams. Many kitchen scales have different measurements, so be sure to set yours to grams. Step 2. Place your bowl or measuring cup on the scale. Press the tare button to set the scale to 0 grams. This step is very important, as you don't want to accidentally measure the weight of the bowl as well. Step 3. Carefully use a spoon to pour your ingredient into the bowl, adding just the right amount your recipe calls for. Using a scale is particularly great for measuring out flour and sugar. You can also use it to measure out the baking powder, baking soda, cocoa powder, or other dry ingredients. Repeat the process as needed with each ingredient you want to be measured out in grams. If desired, you can use a glass or liquid measuring cup on your scale to measure out liquid ingredients. Tips and tricks. When measuring ingredients with a scale, make sure to get one that is specifically a kitchen scale. Kitchen scales are specifically designed to be used for food. In addition to grams, they generally also have measurements in ounces and liters. In addition, it is also beneficial to know how to measure a gram without a scale. You may not have access to a kitchen scale, or you may need to use the scale for measuring other things. However, 1 gram is equivalent to approximately 1/5 a teaspoon, which isn't a typical measuring spoon. You can use a measuring cup with milliliter measurements. 1 milliliter of water is the equivalent of 1 gram. In addition, 1 teaspoon of flour is equivalent to 3 grams. 1 tablespoon is equivalent to 15 grams, and 1 ounce powder to a tablespoon is equivalent to 2.6 tablespoons. Though you can measure your food directly on the scale, it is easiest to use a bowl or measuring cup. In addition, you should always wash your scale between uses if you also use it to measure raw meats. You do not want to spread any cross-contamination when cooking and baking. In addition to measuring powders and other dry ingredients, you can also use your scale to measure liquids. This can be handy for measuring water, milk, buttermilk, and oil for any of your recipes. It is just as important your dry ingredients and properly measured out, as well as your wet ingredients too. For your convenience, it is easiest to measure out all your ingredients before starting your recipe rather than doing it step by step. This will make the process go smoothly, as everything will be ready for you when you need it. In addition, it can also make the cleanup process go quicker as well. Though they are not as common as teaspoon and tablespoon measuring spoons, you can also get gram measuring spoons. Gram measuring spoons are an easy and effective way to measure powder. In addition, you can even get digital measuring spoons that are accurate and convenient to use. You can find gram measuring spoons online and in some grocery stores. They are a great addition to have with your regular measuring spoons. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.